You make my world a better place.
Yes!
He's walking with me.
I can depend on you.
I'm in my hometown of Newcastle to catch up with the folks, but to also call in a family who have asked for a bit of help before they bring a new pet into the house. Now, this new pet, it's not a dog, it's not a cat, it's not a bird, it's not even a guinea pig. It's a pig. Now, pigs are all the rage at the moment, but they can be a lot more work than people think. So I want to call in and see these guys and see if they really know what they're getting themselves into. Hello. How you going?
The Black household is already home to Michelle and Kieran, their two daughters Eve and Heidi, two chooks, and Ned the dog.
You excited about the pig? Yeah? Have you guys chosen a name yet? Petal.
Petal.
My one fear with pigs, whenever I hear that someone's getting one, is that, geez, do you really know what's involved? Because pigs, they're not simple creatures. They're complicated. They're so incredibly intelligent, so incredibly active, sometimes incredibly demanding. You do get these pet crazes from time to time, and right now, it's pigs. I get asked all the time, what's a pig like? Should I get a pig? Would a pig suit me? And the reality is, a pig only suits certain types of people because they're hard work. Who's driving the whole pig thing? Is it the girls? Is it you that wants the pig, or how does that all work?
Me.
It's you.
It was my birthday present. We actually talked about having another child and then decided we'd get a pig. If you've got two kids, how hard can a pig be?
I want that one.
So what do you think?
I want that one.
Chris has brought an iPad full of mini pig info to educate the family before they commit to a new addition.
There's no such thing as a mini pig in Australia. We don't have teacup pigs, we don't have pot-bellied pigs here. We've only got pigs. The way we get the small ones is just by breeding the smaller versions of the standard pig. If you are feeding them pig food or a whole lot of basically whatever they want to have that's high in protein or high in fat, then they are going to grow to be quite large. I've seen mini pigs that have been 150 kilos. I don't want to see you guys all of a sudden get stuck in a situation where you have this monster pig when you thought it was going to be tiny. Where do you think this pig is going to live?
I think it can come inside, but I think it will sleep outside.
You have a doggy door?
Yes.
Is the pig going to use that as well?
Until it can't fit.
I was just going to say, can I have a look at it?
Yeah.
Knowing how pigs think, there's going to be a day when all of a sudden the pig can't fit through anymore, but that's not going to matter. He may just make the door bigger himself. And I guess that's why I'm here, is because I've seen pigs that are just incredibly destructive, that try to overrun people's lives, try to dominate every part of their life.
Really?
Yeah. Pigs are incredibly headstrong, and once they have their mind focused on doing something, they'll make sure they do it. I'm guessing that's the pantry there, right?
Yes.
So my rule is if you can get your foot in there and start playing with the doors like this, then they can as well.
I wasn't aware of the pantry. The thought of it tearing the kitchen apart to find a snack probably is a bit of an eye-opener.
And if they can't get into it, that's when they get frustrated and they'll start to really bash into things or chew on the little handles or...
Right.
The phrase pig-headed, that exists for a reason. Your living space quickly becomes theirs.
That's not something I'd thought about. It's okay, don't worry. Good girl.
Cleo, a champion pedigree Border Collie, has arrived at the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, suffering from a mystery condition.
She's got a discharge from her nose all the time. She licks her nose all the time and it doesn't look right. One day started doing this horrible coughing, sneezing, like It sounded like she was drowning and an asthma attack all at once. And it was just like came out of the blue and was like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? All right.
Hopefully it'll be a good visit today, little girl.
Do you want to have a look at my phone? I've got some few photos on my phone.
Proud owners Fiona and Kevin have plenty of brag photos of their national flyball star.
Cleo lives for flyball. It's her whole world. She's obsessed with it. For her not to do flyball, it would be really hard for her, really hard.
How long has it been going on for?
She's only been really bad the last week or two. Yeah.
Okay, and it's definitely getting worse.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
daily getting worse.
All right.
Emergency vet Lisa Chimes is now waiting for the results of blood tests taken earlier in the week.
So what I'm doing now is I'll just check if she's got air flowing through that nostril. So it's a pretty simple test. Yeah. And that's good. She's got airflow going through both nostrils. That's one good sign. It could be something as simple as a foreign body, like a grass seed that's in there. We can pull it out, problem solved. But then there's more complicated things like fungal diseases and tumours and things like that. Let's wait for those blood results. Once we get them, that will track us in the right direction where we need to go next.
Cleo is everything to us. She's a very, very special little girl. It's just, it's horrible. It's really, really horrible.
The Border Collie's test results have just come in.
Oh, no. Oh, I was really hoping that it wasn't going to be this. Okay. Unfortunately, it shows a very high level of infection called cryptococcus, which is a fungal infection, a very rare fungal infection.
Cryptococcus is such a rare disease that on average SASH only sees 2 cases a year.
It's found in pigeon droppings, it's found in hollowed trees. A lot of the time we don't actually know where it is. It's an infection that any dog can get. We'll never be able to say that you can prevent an animal from getting it. It's just one of those things that it's bad luck. The next step would be to do a CT scan. Okay, so what we do with that is we can look at her brain and we can look at how aggressive this infection is. In some rare cases, it can spread to the spinal cord and it can spread really all over the body.
And is it fatal?
Well, it depends on where it is, okay? Generally, if it's in the nose alone, the chances of recovery are a lot better than if it's been spread to the rest of the body, particularly the brain. We'll get that scan done. Yes, you will.
Cleo will now be given a CT scan to find out if the infection has spread.
So hopefully everything will be all right.
Why Cleo? Why?
Yeah, there. That's right. I mean, it could happen to anyone, I suppose.
Fiona and Kevin just cannot believe how unlucky they are, and we have no answers. It's just lottery and it's bad luck. All right, we'll give you a little injection now and you go to sleep. Yeah. There you go, Cleo. Good girl. There you go. All right.
I want to show Dr. Chris where the house is.
Chris is in Newcastle inspecting Michelle's house to make sure she's ready for the challenges of owning a mini pig.
Who's this?
That's Dumb Chook.
Dumb who? Dumb Chook?
Yeah, and the other one over there is Smart Chook.
The mini pig will have to fit in with Michelle's chooks, 2 rowdy kids, Heidi and Eve, and their dog Ned.
Ned's looking a little bit put out already. This is pretty good.
Mummy made it.
Because normally,
Mummy made
within a week of having a pig, that's how your lawn looks. So let's just check this out. What do you think Petal's going to like about being in there?
Because it's nice cosy.
Cosy. That's the other thing, they're incredibly sensitive to cold.
Yeah.
When you're hearing about the digging, the pig-headedness, are you being put off yet at all?
No, no. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. I mean, the chooks are messy and noisy and I love it. I love the yard.
Yeah.
Heidi, stop!
Trust me, chickens digging in the yard is like someone digging with a toothpick compared to what a pig is going to do. You know what, I actually do worry that I'm sounding a bit negative, but I've seen so many people burnt before. People with pigs they just can't control.
Would you like to come with us to get our pig?
You're inviting me to help choose the pig? Yeah? Is this an official invitation?
Yes, most definitely.
I would love to. I want to see this.
Okay. So we've got the images loaded, so her CT scan images. So I'm walking Kevin and Fiona through to show them the scans. It's just something that's going to be really difficult. Here we can see that the fungus has invaded all the way up her nose to her sinus and now has entered her brain as well.
Well, knowing that it's in her brain, is there going to be any effects that we're going to notice?
Without treatment, it will get worse, and eventually it will affect the rest of her brain and cause neurological problems. It's a lot of unknown.
So do you think it's curable, or will we be able to fix this?
I think we have a good chance of fixing it because we've got it early, but there is a chance that she will die from this. And, you know, the best thing we can do is start treatment straight away. So what we'll do is Cleo will go on medication for several months, and then we're going to be monitoring her with blood tests, and it's the next blood test that's going to be really vital.
It's really quite unbelievable how she can pick up such a weird thing just from sniffing the ground, like all dogs sniff the ground. Really scared, really scared. I just don't want to lose her. Don't want to lose her.
Cleo, come on, let's go. Good girl.
Okay, so we've got the medication. I'm really, really hoping that this is all it takes, okay? I really, really hope that what's in this bottle is going to be the reason that Cleo gets better, because if it doesn't work, she's going to have more invasive treatment and there's a chance she may not survive.
She's quite good with taking the medicine now.
It's been 3 weeks since Cleo was diagnosed with the rare and dangerous fungal infection Cryptococcus. It started in the nose and spread to her brain.
Very good at waiting now, aren't you? No, your favourite time of the day.
There you go, good girl.
Every day, Kevin and Fiona hope this medicine is winning the war.
A couple of weeks after we started giving her the medicine, she went and got a ball and dropped it at my feet. And I literally burst into tears because she hadn't done that for such a long time. It's just, she's doing really well. We're very happy, very hopeful.
God, look at that pass. That was a 0 pass.
7. Yeah.
And we won. That's awesome.
The Border Collie is now allowed to do limited exercise, but can no longer compete in her beloved flyball.
Is that good fly bulldog? We'll get there. Hey, we'll get there.
Cleo's medical bills are already more than $4,000.
Our Flywall Club, we were really blown away by it. They have decided to run a extra competition in the year. They have said the funds that they raise from that will go towards Cleo's further treatment. I'm getting emotional here.
Just very humbled, very grateful, slightly embarrassed about the whole thing.
Yes.
While Kevin and Fiona's other 2 pets, Kaya and Selena, will be competing, Cleo will have to stay home to stop her getting overexcited.
We sort of have to remind ourselves that no, she's not actually better. We need to find out what the blood test says and quite apprehensive about it, but really hopeful. Yeah.
This is Hugo's brekkie, and you're eating it all.
At the Australian Reptile Park, Operations Manager Tim Faulkner is about to take on a massive challenge.
There's plenty of routine jobs we do at the Reptile Park, and one of them is weighing all of the animals.
And when the animal is a Galapagos tortoise called Hugo, the degree of difficulty goes straight to a 10.
Today's exciting. To the average person, it may seem simple, but for the first time, we'll have an actual weight of Hugo.
It's a big day for you today, isn't it, mister? Hey? Oh, cuddle time, really? Oh, there we go.
Hugo's favourite keeper, Jules, is helping Tim with his weighty assignment.
Hey, Jules.
Hey.
Big day?
Yeah. Pretty excited. What you got for us?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. You ready to get weighed? Not my fingers. The weighing's all part of Hugo getting a girlfriend. If he was deemed to be in poor health, it wouldn't be a suitable thing to ship him a girlfriend here from halfway around the world.
Hugo has just reached his sexual maturity at the tender age of 61. Lately, the lonely bachelor has been taking out his frustrations on his favourite rock.
I think anything that's got a little bit more character than a rock is going to be OK for Hugo.
Last year, Chris was called in to run tests to find out if Hugo was capable of becoming a dad. Fortunately, the results were positive.
You get your girl, mate.
Good times coming up, Hugo.
Now he has to pass another physical.
I think we need to get a bit of a weigh-in, Jules. Do you want to scribe? Hugo's weight is the talking point today. I'm going to put my weight on last. Tim, to all radio holders, we're about to take Hugo and weigh him. Al, front desk, do you want to start? What do you think Hugo weighs?
I reckon Hugo would weigh about 162.
Whoa! OK, thank you. Tim to Kel?
I was thinking around 119.
119. I think he's probably going to be around 123.5 kilos. Roughly. Mick, would you grab the van, mate, and bring it, park it next to the tree, and we'll walk Hugo down now.
Yep, no worries.
Come on, mate, let's go. We've got a custom-made box that fits nicely in the back of a vehicle. We're going to load him into there with a bit of energy. We're then going to take him over to a factory close by where we can hopefully walk him onto a set of industrial scales and get his weight. Nothing happens fast with Hugo. This is him excited.
This sounds like the right place.
Lisa has arrived to support the Caring for Cleo fundraiser. It's a huge turnout of teams from Sydney and Canberra, and all the proceeds will go to covering Cleo's medical expenses.
I wish Cleo was here soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Kevin and Fiona's two other family members are eager to race for Cleo.
Fiona's in there with Kaya, getting so excited. Yeah, woo! It's just a great spirit round here.
Gotta get that ball! Get that ball! Good girl, yes, clever girl.
Even though Kevin and Fiona are smiling and really enjoying themselves today, you can tell that their heart's not totally here. Their thoughts are back home with Cleo, who's home by herself. She's recovering. She's not strong enough to be here.
Kevin and I would really just like to say thank you to all of you for coming. We're very, very grateful for this. You guys are amazing. We love you all.
It's really touching to see everyone there with a tear in their eye. We all just really feel for them, and we're all hoping, really, really hoping that Cleo is going to pull through this.
Thank you so much for all you've done.
Today, nearly $4,000 has been raised for Cleo.
I know nothing's guaranteed, but we've got fingers, toes, everything crossed, hoping that she'll be able to come back and race again.
Thank you.
Come on, mate, let's go.
See if we can get you to come all the way out.
Hugo is leaving the Australian Reptile Park to go on a big adventure.
Oh, come on.
Wow!
The much-loved Galapagos Tortoise is about to be weighed for the very first time.
We've actually found the perfect place. A new factory around the corner has a set of industrial scales.
He's so cute!
It's going to be a logistical nightmare.
We plan, take Hugo, lure him with some carrot onto the scales and get his weight. Do you want to have a guess how much he weighs?
Oh, about 200 kilos.
200?
200, yeah.
That's the heaviest guess.
Oh, okay.
How heavy do you think he is?
500 kilos.
500? Maybe. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. I don't know if he's half a ton. Good boy, mate. How do you weigh a Galapagos tortoise? It's not easy. He takes 4, 5 people just to lift him off the ground.
A little bit more, buddy.
There are lots of things that seem simple that are really difficult, and this is one of them.
Hey, Tim, how you going, mate?
Yeah, good.
Good to see you.
Tim and his team have arrived at a local factory for Hugo's very first weigh-in.
Can you grab the forklift, mate? Yep. Tough.
G'day.
How are you?
Ah, good. Very excited.
Yeah.
Managing Director David and his staff are happy to be helping. They have all the right equipment for this very special job.
Yeah. I was surprised when they asked us if they got a set of scales. I thought, what are they interested in that for? Reptile Park's a great place to visit, and it's good to be a little part of it.
Anyone actually working here today?
Well, they should be. I'm paying for them.
All right.
Ready? Have you got an idea on how much he weighs? You can't look.
You got those bets rolling?
You put yours up.
The competition to guess Hugo's weight is growing by the minute.
Who's this?
That's our account.
David.
He works with numbers.
He does.
Important thing now is that Hugo stays calm. He's in an unusual environment. We just want him to think that he's on his daily walk around the park. Come on. Here you go.
It's probably past the food now, eh?
You got to come a bit closer.
Not even Hugo's favourite treats are enticing the huge tortoise to make his way to the scales.
We're not going to laugh at you, mate. It's all right. Come on. Good boy. It's a hell of an effort for one animal, but it's important. That's it, Hugo. We're getting there, buddy. Just one more step and he's on. We've got a trail. Good boy. Ultimately, the food always wins. That's it. A little bit more. He's on. What is he?
165.5.
I lost. I wasn't even close. I was surprised at the weight. He was, a quarter heavier than I thought he was going to be, and he holds it well. Great news, hey?
Yeah, definitely.
You'll get a girl.
He's in great nick for that. Maybe I'm a little bit jealous that he might actually get a real girlfriend.
Jules is jealous, mate.
I think our accountant's been fudging the figures again.
No one here was even close. We need to get back to the park now because someone was, and it wasn't me.
Mission accomplished. And as soon as Hugo is settled back into home...
That's a boy. Come on, back in.
It's time for Tim to announce the competition winner.
So who was the closest?
It's not one of the keepers.
That'd be right.
Alex.
Alex?
162.
Oh, what?
Just 3 off. Alex is the supervisor of our front desk. She'll be expecting a present. I've got a little surprise for her. So you've won a date with him.
Oh.
And your present is this. It's a little conversation starter.
Thanks. That's awesome. Hugo. Hugo. He doesn't like me. Oh, yum. Awesome prize. I'm so happy. Look at him. He's beautiful. Do we make a good couple?
Give him a kiss, Al.
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you, Crystal.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle, nice to meet you.
And this is Eve.
Hello, Eve.
Very shy, aren't you?
The day has come for Michelle, Heidi and Eve to select their new mini pig.
So how many do we have to choose from?
You've got 6 to choose from.
6, huh?
They've asked Chris to provide some expert guidance. A wrong decision could cause chaos for this family.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
I want to pat Piggy.
Well, do the piggies want to be patted? That's the
They've
thing.
all run away. I don't blame them. I wish I could run away sometimes.
What? original plan was to stand back, let the kids and Michelle get in there, get to know the piglets in a nice, calm, controlled way.
The poor pigs, look at them. Oh.
What I didn't do was tell them how to act around the piglets. Okay.
Softly.
Heidi.
So Heidi.
Heidi, remember they're babies.
Heidi's invented a new sport, piglet chasey. She's very good at it.
Oh.
We're definitely not getting that one. That was too loud.
When I first met you guys, I thought the same thing.
The family's pig selection has so far proven disastrous, so Chris will need to intervene.
It's a hard decision, right? But it's an important one. Is the little brown one there, is that pretty quiet?
Very quiet. You want to nurse the brown one?
Yes.
The great thing about these moments is discovering who chooses who. Do the kids choose a piglet,
Be very gentle because she's just a baby.
or does the piglet find the kids?
Oh, hello. Do you think she'll be happy with us?
Have you noticed how quiet she is right now?
The piggies love me.
Do they love you?
Pigs love you.
Yeah, I think I fell in love.
Oh, that's
Who
so
needs another baby?
She seems very gentle.
I think that's a good match because I think she's got the personality to get away in her quiet area when she needs to, away from the kids.
Can you sense what's happening here? You're about to go home with these guys. And I want to know how you feel about that. You relax.
He's talking to a pig.
Yeah, I'm talking to a pig.
You just talk
We're having a very important discussion.
You talk my pig.
Are we okay? Are we all on board here?
Yes, Dr. Chris.
Because you do have a say in this, you know?
Piggy, home back.
You need to realise that, you know, you're not going to get a lot of rest. In the end, it wasn't so much a case of the family choosing the pig, but rather the pig choosing the family, because if she was willing to sit through poking, prodding, she deserves this.
So, Petal, you can do poos wherever you want.
Petal really going to be okay?
I think so. I think so.
Sure.
I hope so.
The chance to see how Petal settles in, I'm not missing that.
Come on, you can stretch your legs.
Oh.
Now meet your new daughter.
Petal has now arrived at her new home and is meeting Michelle's husband, Kieran, and Ned the dog.
Ned sees this as being his home, his family, and all of a sudden something's just arrived that he doesn't know. So just remember, when you give Petal some attention, make sure you give Ned some attention first. And that way he'll know that, hey, he's still important. What I think is probably the best plan now, I think we get Ned outside to give Petal a little bit of space.
Yep.
Sorry, Ned. It's not a sign of things to come. Don't take it personally.
This is the first big test for the Petal experiment. Ned is not happy. The little pig is already causing disharmony amongst the menagerie.
Ned's finding this a little bit hard to handle. It's those little things that can really trip you up. And in Petal's case, it was the floorboards.
Slippery.
Hello. She needs some time to work out, OK, who are these people? What's that dog doing? Who are the chickens? And where am I?
Little by little, Petal is becoming more familiar with her new home. Perhaps too familiar.
We talked about the pantry and
Not in the pantry.
5 minutes in. Look who found the pantry.
Out.
Even though she's young, that nose of hers, it still works. She sniffed out the food and she went straight there.
Petal's had a huge first day.
Pigs her age do like to be somewhere nice and dark and quiet and feel like they're hidden.
Now she faces her ultimate test, her first night in her new home.
Would you like to say good night?
Good night, Petal.
The great unknown right now is whether I get a phone call tonight. You look at Michelle, though. She's raised Heidi, she's raised Eve. She shouldn't be flustered. But a pig, first night at home, could do anything. Enjoy the peace and quiet, Petal.
You're happy to be back here. Yeah, you are happy to be back here.
Fiona and Kevin are back at Sash for Cleo's all-important blood test.
There we go.
They're hoping several weeks of oral medication will have helped the Border Collie defeat the Cryptococcus disease.
Nothing to stress about. You'll be good. Good girl.
Hello, how are you? And how are you? How are you doing, pretty girl? Kevin and Fiona have been counting down the days until today. They've been treating her, following all our instructions, but today is the day we take blood from Cleo, we send it to the lab, and we hope like hell that it's a positive result. And there's no discharge or anything from the nose. Nose is clear.
No, we haven't had any wheezing or
Nothing.
or that horrible breathing that she was doing for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, quite a while.
Yeah.
Even though Cleo's looking good on the outside, the exterior of her is not really reflective of what's going on inside. Brave girl, Cleo.
Good girl. Good girl.
Cleo's fate is really in this tube. If the levels have gone down, then it's great. She can stay on the medication she's on. But if the levels are the same or higher, her battle's just begun.
Were you a big brave girl? I'm sure you were. Yeah, I'm sure you were.
Even though Cleo's looking so good, I know that she's got disease in her brain. I just don't want to get my hopes up.
That's it. Here we go. Good girl. Hello.
It's the day Fiona and Kevin have been waiting for. The results of Cleo's blood tests will finally tell them whether they're winning the battle to save Cleo from the horrible disease Cryptococcus.
We're expecting it to be good news. Hoping it to be good news, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. Unfortunately, the result is the same. Okay.
That's really... Are you sure?
It's hard to take.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I really wasn't expecting that.
No.
No, that really came from left field.
We had fairly well convinced ourselves that it would be a positive result.
It's honestly one of the hardest pieces of information I've had to give out. They were absolutely shattered.
Right. I know. That means that's it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not what we were hoping for. But, you know, with it being so rare, we couldn't look into the future and predict what was going to happen.
But I mean, to look at her, you'd say she was 100% healthy. But we know it's otherwise. We'll find a way through, we always do. Hey, little girl.
So we have a couple of options now. Option one would be to increase the dose of the fluconazole that she's been on and see if we get an improvement.
Yeah.
Or to just cut our losses and start her on intravenous infusion. You can kind of think of it like a human going to get chemo treatment, but the biggest risk with it is that it can be toxic to the kidneys.
It's an unenviable decision for Fiona and Kevin. There are no guarantees with either treatment.
Really sorry.
We were really hoping that we wouldn't have to even think about having to do the next step, but it looks like now we do have to think about it, so.
Now, Cleo, you look after Mum and Dad. That's what you need to do. They've been looking after you, but I think it's your turn to look after them for the next few days. Hey, miss? We haven't lost the battle yet, okay? So we're not giving up, we have other options, okay? It's just unfortunate and I'm disappointed and I'm sorry. It's really difficult saying goodbye to Kevin and Fiona. They've got to go home now and have a long, hard think about what they're going to do next. I've given them all the treatment options. They know there's no guarantees and the next step is up to them.
Who's that?
Good morning.
Dr. Chris is here.
I had my phone by the bed all night. I didn't hear a thing, so...
It all went pretty well.
Okay.
Yep.
Chris has popped in to see the Black family and check on Petal's first night at home.
It's a bit of mess, bit of food, and she spilled a water, but other than that, she was very well behaved. So
Really?
it's all gone very well.
The mini pig has made a promising start, but it will take time to adjust to a family of 2 small kids, 2 chooks and a dog.
Ned's very keen to give her a good sniff all over, and she's not really ready for that yet.
Seriously, what happened last night? What happened to the partying, the crazy nights, bad toilet behaviour, all those things we talked about? What are your first impressions of the family? What's that? Bit noisy. Really?
Petal's lying.
Is this the pig pen's first test?
Yes, yeah, it is.
Pretty excited about it, isn't she? Look at all that dirt she can play in. This will essentially become her haven, her oasis, where she can come in here, ferret around in the dirt and feel like a pig. For a toddler to go straight to the veggies is a miracle in itself.
I'll say. I've never seen it.
Michelle has to feed Petal 1/4 cup of grains, 1/4 cup of veggies twice a day. If you want to keep a mini pig mini, then there are a couple of dietary no-nos you have to be very careful with. So no bananas, no avocado, and no meat. They're weirdly bonding, aren't they?
Dr. Chris, it's Petal's bath time!
Okay, all right. Playtime's over, Petal. Ready?
Petal, he's having a bath.
Gentle, gentle.
It's just like a little pat, but with a sponge.
Isn't that great, Petal?
No pig likes to be clean.
There's a lot of adjustments needed, but Chris is still concerned about the relationship between Petal and Ned.
Looks like Petal's going to make the first move.
Really, Neddy?
Bossing you around, little man.
We probably should have expected this, but all of a sudden she would get a confidence, and now there's no stopping her. She's a bossy little thing.
No, my Neddy.
Fortunately, the long-suffering Ned has decided to give this stranger a second chance.
We're getting there.
I think Petal's going to settle in with the family. I think Ned and Petal are going to get on fine. I think it's going to work out.
The next few months are going to be fascinating. It's going to be an interesting ride. I'm going to take this as my cue to go.
Bye, Dr. Chris.
See you later.
Thanks for helping.
As for Cleo, 3 months later, and look who's back in the flyball ring.
Yay, good job. I didn't actually think we'd get back here. Ready, go! Come on! We're very, very happy to have her back racing, and yeah, it's all very exciting. She's just so happy. No being left behind today. No.
Fiona and Kevin decided to take the option of doubling Cleo's medication.
Good girl.
And the champion has showed an amazing improvement.
We've decided not to go ahead with the next level of the treatment, the intravenous drugs, mainly because it's just such a big ask to put her through. You want me to play? Pick it up. It's 3 days a week taking her to the vets, leaving her there, and there's no guarantees that that'll change anything anyway.
The medication hasn't cured Cleo of cryptococcus, but for now the disease is under control.
Definitely happy with the decision. She's looking fantastic, so that's pretty much all we can hope for. Come on, we're going to do it all again.
I'm just so happy that Cleo's back in the flyball ring, doing what she loves. I don't know what the future holds, but what really matters is that right now, Cleo is happy. And that's all that counts.
Yeah, clever little girl.
Hey, good girl.
Hi, I'm Dr Danny Dusek from Bondi Vet. If you love our show and want to see more, plus some amazing content about pets and how to care for them, hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you on our next video.